Hello, 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 my professional and busy women. I know we often hear the things, oh, we should practice self-care. And I struggle with that at times myself. But I came up with this framework to help you to just some quick, easy ways to get you a little bit of rest. Because after all, self-care is non-negotiable. It is best that we practice it, and this framework will help you get there. So let's go. Rest. Relax, embrace, support, and transform. That is what we're going to talk about today. So, when it comes to relaxing, we're talking about the importance of relaxing. This gives you that stress reduction. It gives you mental clarity so that you can, improve your productivity, but also improve your creativity. So, it's important for you to just relax. Techniques for relaxing include sometimes people practice mindfulness and meditation. That doesn't always work for everyone, but this could be some simple breathing exercises. If you spend some time just regulating your breathing, and it calms your inner and it calms your mind, and that allows your body and your mind to relax. Physical activity. Oftentimes people forget that physical activity actually does bring you rest. So things like yoga or stretching or even just a nice simple walk outside for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And setting healthy boundaries. Now, we often hear about setting boundaries, but I'm cautioning you to set healthy boundaries and the importance of taking breaks and disconnecting from work, school, whatever it is that you're tied to. It's important for you to set those break times and choose you. Now, next to the framework is embrace. And this is embracing change, which sometimes we often, are resistant of. But when you embrace change, you recognize that change is an opportunity for growth. Don't look at it as an obstacle. See it as an opportunity for growth. So this is your opportunity to grow in taking time in taking care of you. And then developing a positive mindset towards challenges. So when challenges come your way, don't automatically fall into the defeat mentality. You can think about it as, you know what, I'm up for the challenge. Oh, I've seen this before and I know how to handle that. So look at it from a positive standpoint, because after all, positivity breeds resilience, and resilience breeds character. And I know that you and I are women of character. Also, in this embrace, some self acceptance. We're pretty hard on ourselves, ladies. So you need to allow time to self reflect, but also accept yourself for who you are now. You can always change that. There's always room for a growth and improvement. There's always room for shedding those things that don't serve you, but accept yourself as you are now. Embrace your strengths and the areas that you need improvement on. Decide which areas you want to work on and what you just say, you know what, I'm not going to change that. And you can rely on someone else in your network to do those things that are not necessarily your strong points. Practice self-compassion the same way that you are tolerant, that you are forgiving, that you extend grace to your best friend. You need to start treating yourself just like you are your best friend. And after all, you should be your best friend, because who knows you better than you? So extend yourself some grace and be mindful of the language that you use when you're talking to and about yourself. Forgive yourself. Cut yourself some slack, in other words. Then there's embracing diversity and inclusion. As women, we've often faced those times when we felt excluded, when we felt that we didn't belong, that we have felt, well, women are not allowed here, or women are not, can't be in these positions. Women will never hold this seat on the board, or will never have this type of thing. Well, I caution you to, you know what? You were not made to fit in. You were made to stand out. So bloom wherever you are planted, but embrace diverse perspectives and ideas. So don't get so pigeonholed into your box that you're not receiving ideas or perspectives from others, because it can broaden your mind and your thoughts. Also, it encourages inclusive practices in the workplace and in your relationships. This can be done not just in a organization, but this can be done in churches, the PTA meeting, sorority meetings. Be a little more open than you have been over time. And when you're not going against the tide, when you're going with the tide, sometimes you're not as tired because you're not going against the current. So that embracing will help you. Now, the next part of the rest framework is support. I know, we don't often like asking for help, but support and having a what we call community, what we call the village, whatever that thing or term is that you use, that is very important. So build a support network. That means, if it's a mentor, if it's a coach, if it's allies, and how to find and maintain supportive relationships. So you need to be very careful who you allow into your inner circle. And we should have layers to our circle. So those people who have direct connection to you, you should have vetted them very well. And there is a trust factor that they can be honest with you. You can be honest with them. You can learn from them. They should not be people who you're the smartest person in the room. It should be a growth opportunity for you, those people who are in your inner circle. You must also reciprocate. So just like you need support, you need to offer support. And when you're offering support, they say it's just as important to give as well as it is to receive. So if you would like to receive something, you should also be a giver. So you can be a mentor or an ally to others. You can create a supportive work environment, home environment, friend environment. Environments are very important. And I'm not talking just about your physical setup, in a room. It's any place that you are. You should feel some level of comfort, and you should not feel uneasy or guarded or just not welcomed. Those are not the environments that you want to be in. Those environments will not give you rest, will not allow your body to rest. So be mindful of your environments. And also in that support realm, resources. Utilize your available resources for personal and professional growth. And those are things like training programs. It can be counseling. It can be some type of meeting, or, maybe you want to take a class. It can be a class for a craft, or maybe you just want to go for a girls' night out and you want to, do a painting, wine and sip, or you want to learn how to knit, or, it could be those new things that are out now where people are going and they're I guess, smashing the plates and it's letting out some aggression, but resources that help you to grow and to expand and to just help you to release things and give you the support that you need, be it physical, mental, spiritual, what have you. The last part of the rest framework is transform. Now, you can transform by setting goals. We've been setting goals for years, and some of us excel in them, and some of us need some help in those areas. And I will also be sharing some video content on goal setting. So today I will mention SMART goals, but I have developed what I call SHINE goals, and we will talk about them at another time. But those goals need to really be clear. They must be achievable goals. Don't set goals that are so lofty that you're never going to achieve them and that it leaves you feeling deflated and defeated. So make sure you're setting goals that, maybe it does stretch you just a little bit, but it should not stretch you to the magnitude that you just can't reach it. And it just will frustrate you and keep you just in a circle and spiraling. And then you will stop setting goals because you don't feel like you ever reach the goal. Continuous learning. Very important. There's not one person that I know on the planet who knows everything. We should always be learning something. And even when there's a situation where it could be not so friendly, or it can be a difficult situation, or it can be a situation where you are not feeling that you are in control, or that you maybe you feel like you would have handled it different. Whatever the situation is, the bottom line is we can always learn from any situation or circumstance that we were in. So continuous learning when it comes to relationships, when it comes to your actual intellectual knowledge, when it comes to your skill set, even building new skills, and learning about you. It's important to learn about who you are, what your triggers are, what things light you up, what things excite you, what things bring you joy, as well as those things that tend to deflate you and tear you down or make you feel sad or excluded. You need to know all those things. because that helps you, because you'll know when, okay, this doesn't feel right for me, and you need to back away from it. You need to get yourself out of a situation. That is rest type behavior. Think about your impact and your legacy. So if you want to transform, wouldn't it be better to show your children, your niece, your nephew, or some younger generation what it's like to, yes, we do work, but we also rest. So it shouldn't be I don't like the mentality of people say, oh, work hard, play hard. We don't have to work hard. I would like us to get rid of that hard thought. Everything there, yes, things can be hard, but everything doesn't have to be hard. We don't need to make things difficult. There is an easy way to do a lot of things if we just take the time to sit back and observe and really plan out how we're going to do that thing. So it would be better for us to teach those who are coming after us that, you know what? My legacy is I'm going to teach you how to do things easier. I'm going to teach you how to do things faster. I'm going to teach you how to gain the satisfaction and fulfillment that you are looking for. That's the type of legacy I want to leave. So this is not about transforming just me. It's about transforming the environment and the community that I serve. I want to leave a positive impact for the future generations. And I can do this by sharing whatever knowledge, skills, and abilities I have attained, and ultimately using my gifts to serve others. So I encourage you to integrate these principles into your daily lives, and you will thank me later because you will get rest. Now, here are some inspiring quotes that I want to leave with you about rest. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is rest, and that's by Mark Black. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. And that is Anne Lamott. And how many times have you had to deal with some type of tech support or IT? And what is the first thing they ask you? Have you unplugged it and plugged it back in? They ask you that about your computer. They ask you that about your phone. They ask you that about your set-top box for your TV. So it's the same with us. We have to unplug and let ourselves rest for a period of time so that we can be rejuvenated. Now next, rest and be thankful. William Wordsworth. Taking time to do nothing often brings everything into perspective. So those times that you are frustrated and maybe you can't get your thoughts together, or you're having some challenges when working on a project, or your thoughts are just not coming in clear, sometimes the best thing you can do is just take a nap. And you take that nap and you'll be surprised at how, okay, now creativity is flowing. Your thoughts are much clearer. You're able to just knock that thing out. So it's okay to take a nap because it can help you. And that quote was by Do Xantamata. And the last one I leave with you is, rest is not idleness. And to lie sometimes on the grass under the trees on a summer's day, listening to the murmur of the water or watching the clouds float across the sky is by no means a waste of time. And that's John Lubbock. So today, what we have covered for my busy and professional women is self-care is important and it's non-negotiable, but one way that you can do it is by adopting this rest framework. And again, that's relax, embrace, support, transform, and you will gain rest. See you on the other side. Till next time, keep shining.